What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to analyze the tape of the Chicago Bears offensive line and really get into some of what this team flashed against the Cleveland Browns. The Browns, pretty solid defensive front, but the Bears still ended up having a phenomenal day among the offensive line. Caleb Williams, generally speaking, was kept clean. On this play here, keep an eye on Darnell Wright. Watch him take this defensive tackle and just put him straight into the ground. That's a really nice block. This play picks up 7 yards on 2nd and 15. Just a phenomenal block by Wright. And of course, it is a double team between him and Jonah Jackson. But again, just a really good job reading and recognizing and being able to climb. This is a power-based run concept. So again, just a really nice job. Also, we will be looking at some of Ozzie Trapilo's snaps. And I'm excited to get into this video, man. The Bears have done a really good job this season in so many different aspects. I'm really excited to kind of jump into some of those. We're going to start right here. You got a really nice 10-yard run by DeAndre Swift, one of the most explosive backs in the NFL. And I want you guys to watch this block by the rookie Colston Loveland. To me, this is a phenomenal block. You don't get better blocks than this right here. You're going to get a double team between him and the right tackle. And then he has a climb up to a really good linebacker. And again, you just don't get these type of blocks right here by a lot of, rookie tight ends. In today's NFL, one of the struggles that teams have is tight ends just aren't that good at run blocking. And Loveland's a phenomenal run blocker. And, the game was obviously still super fast for most rookies. So it's still going to take him time to kind of adjust to it, but you can tell the natural talent as a blocker is there. And we saw Loveland have a lot of success in college as a run blocker. I think he'll be able to kind of continue to have that same success here in the NFL. Really nice block right there. And I love the design of this play. There's such simple blocks here for every single one of these guys. You already essentially have the angle. And this is part of why this play ends up hitting. Great job by Jonah Jackson. He has the angle. It's a super simple down block. The linebacker as well, right? You're able to kind of get up to your guy. You're able to kind of cut him off. On this one here, 10 yards. Just a really good job by DeAndre Swift to be able to recognize, cut back to the inside. 2 plays later, Swift's going to end up punching it in for a 6-yard touchdown. Just a really nice cutback off of this play here. And this is a great block once again by Jonah Jackson. The guy is going to do a phenomenal job holding the 3 technique here. Just keep an eye here on Jackson. We'll slow this down. Really nice job being able to hold. And Swift cuts it perfectly. And again, he holds the block long enough for DeAndre Swift to hit this to the outside. That's a really good job reading by Swift, of course. Really nice job with the block. You're going to have Darnell Wright, who's going to have a block out on the defensive end. Really nice job there as well, being able to turn it out. And that right there is a perfect job right there by the offensive line. First drive of the game. Essentially, the Bears just take it right downfield and punch it in for a touchdown. Keep an eye here on Myles Garrett. Watch this guy try slanting across the face of Ozzie Trapilo. And watch the left tackle pick this up. Watch him seal this guy to the inside. That right there is phenomenal now. So one of the things the Cleveland Browns are doing right now is they're bringing pressure off that front side over here. So Myles Garrett has to essentially slant towards the inside or into that B gap. And Ozzie Trapilo, man, that is a block right there on Myles Garrett, one of the league's best edge players. I absolutely love how he recognizes Myles Garrett's going to the inside, and he doesn't try fighting him. He's going to just seal it out. And the running back sees it perfectly, and you're going to pick up 7 yards on 2nd and 8. That's a phenomenal job right there, if you guys ask me, by the left tackle. Watch this down block here, man. This is absolutely nasty by right tackle Darnell Wright. This is how you down block properly. This is how you help your guard. Right there, you see him just absolutely move this guy out of there. This was 2nd and 11. You pick about 7 yards. Really nice job with the double team. And you just see the movement that's essentially created right there. Phenomenal block by the right tackle on this one. You got a 3rd and 8 on this one, and Myles Garrett's going to end up getting the sack on the quarterback. You are going to get a chip on Garrett. This was part of how the Bears attacked Myles Garrett this entire game. On this one here, obviously Ozzie Trapilo's not able to stay with Garrett after the chip. But it was a good plan coming in. You get the chip up by the tight end. Sometimes it'd be the running back that ends up chipping or influencing Myles Garrett. And on this one, he just does a really good job being able to beat Ozzie Trapilo. Now, truth be told, the quarterback had time, right? It's not like the quarterback did not have the time. But on 3rd and 8, down in the red zone, you got to be safe with the football. The worst thing you could do is obviously throw a interception or fumble the football. It makes more sense to take the sack if you're not 100% sure with the pass. And on this one here, you know, it's just development from Trapilo. Trapilo is actually expecting Myles Garrett to come right into him. So after the chip, you know, Trapilo's essentially beat Garrett to the landmark on this one. He's expecting Garrett to go right into him. And Garrett's can actually jump outside. And Trapilo's not going to be able to touch him essentially because of that. Right? And then you see Trapilo trying to lean into it. Garrett just gets right around the corner and ends up beating the rookie left tackle. Not a huge deal, but just wanted to kind of break this one down. Let's get into the next rep. Watch this block right here by Jonah Jackson. They're going to end up trapping Mason Graham, the rookie defensive tackle. And wow, absolutely brutal block right there. Graham gets straight put into the dirt. Jonah Jackson kind of lets him know about it as well. Just a really, really nicely designed concept. I mean, this one just hits super quickly. The D tackle doesn't even see it coming. Right? He just gets straight put into the ground. 1st and 10, 9-yard gain. I absolutely love the designs that Ben Johnson has out there, man. The run game that he essentially designs, you have so many different elements. Wide zone, trap, power run, tight end arounds. Ben Johnson just keeps you guessing on what's coming on which play. And, you know, it's just a mix-up of so many different run games and concepts. On this one here, really, really nice job by the rookie tight end. He's going to end up chipping Ozzy for Ozzy Trapilo on Myles Garrett. Just puts him into the ground. That's a really, really nice chip block right there, if you guys ask me. Just straight up absolutely puts him down. Keep in mind, Myles Garrett's not looking, but, you know, when these defensive ends aren't looking and you have this type of angle and this type of block, you have to put this guy into the ground. And obviously on this one, the tight end does. So shout out to him. And of course, man, look at the pass on this one. 25 yards to DJ Moore by Caleb Williams. Just a phenomenal pass right in between coverage. Really, really nice pass. Let's get into the next snap. I also want to just take a couple seconds here to shout out Darnell Wright in Pass Pro specifically. The guy is so damn elite. Little things that I don't think people recognize with this guy. On this one here, it happens super quickly, so you might not see it. But as he makes contact with this guy, watch Darnell Wright snatch him down right there. That removes the leverage. Defensive lineman's off balance. On this next play by Darnell Wright, he's going to shut down the defensive end lined up in the wide 9. Once again, just a really, really good job being able to keep the quarterback clean. But this is what you get pretty much every single snap by Wright. But generally speaking, you know, this is kind of what you get from a guy like Darnell Wright. A one-on-one situation, he's generally able to shut guys down. It's a part of what allows the Bears to do what they do on the offensive side. You got another play here. This is 4th and 3. And once again, Ozzy Trapilo is going to end up losing. On this one here, Myles Garrett's going to end up forcing the pressure, but he's not going to get the sack. Williams runs off, and I think the guy that Darnell Wright's blocking technically gets credit for the sack. But this one's created here by Myles Garrett. Now, one of the things Garrett does is, you know, he gets into this wide 9, and he forces this offensive tackle to play in space. And again, it's a rookie, but I do want to overanalyze all of these snaps that we can. You know, on this one here, Ozzy Trapilo once again just gets beat to the outside. And it's the same exact loss that he had that I showed you guys earlier, where Myles Garrett actually got the sack. Basically, what Garrett's going to end up doing is he's going to fake him to the inside, and that's going to make Trapilo try protecting that inside. Because keep in mind, this guy's beat him to the landmark at this point. And Garrett's going to fake that movement to the inside, and then he's going to quickly just jump back outside. And Trapilo ends up getting caught, and then he ends up trying to lean to try to make contact with Garrett, and he's just too fast, he's too quick. Caleb Williams feels that pressure on 4th and 3. Obviously tries taking off running. Not a huge deal, just wanted to point that one out. Watch the block here by the center, Drew Dalman. This is an absolute difficult reach block, and he ends up just straight getting out of his stance, gets right in front of this linebacker. He doesn't do a great job sticking with the linebacker, but he does still make the block on number 30. He cuts him off. This play picks up about 11 yards. That's a really, really good job right there. DeAndre Swift obviously ends up seeing the run lane. Even more than that, Darnell Wright, very difficult reach block here. You know, that's like a whole gap over to the right. Once again, does a really nice job being able to get there. Pushes that linebacker out of the gap. And of course, this one picks up about 10, 11 yards. Alright guys, check this next play out. You're going to get a 17-yard run. Just a phenomenal job. It's a 17-yard touchdown specifically. Phenomenal job by the guys up front, man. This play does not work without the blocking. Of course, DeAndre Swift does break some tackles. He does make some people miss. But once again, keep an eye here on the rookie. Keep an eye on the block by 84. Just a phenomenal job holding that defensive end. And without that block, man, number 91 makes this play. Especially given the fact that DeAndre Swift ends up cutting this back to the left. This block right here, play does not work without it. And even more than that, heads up awareness by Darnell Wright. Linebacker's going to try to jump the gap. Darnell Wright just straight up hits him perfectly. Really, really, really good job if you guys ask me on this one. Does not work without those guys. Also, big shout out to Drew Dalman and Jonah Jackson on this one. So the fact that this is a run to the right, these guys are going to have backside blocks. So Drew Dalman, Jonah Jackson, watch the two guys. They're going to end up getting to their guys. And then look at them stick and finish. You know, they always talk about playing through the whistle. This is what playing through the whistle really looks like. Keeping your body on a body, right? Keeping your hands on that defensive lineman and allowing Swift that opportunity as he kind of breaks some tackles and as he kind of makes some people miss. I mean, this right here is a phenomenal job by the offensive lineman. Really nice job by DeAndre Swift. And, you know, to me, I think the Bears have the best run game in the entire NFL. Now, I'm not shocked, given Ben Johnson's obviously the coach, but this run game is just so damn elite. There's so many different concepts. There's so many different designs. The way it's designed in terms of the blocking angles, this run game is really difficult to stop. And I am excited to kind of see what this team really, you know, is able to do as the playoffs kind of come around. You know, we've been covering the Bears now for a couple of years, and you know, obviously they have to figure out the left tackle position still. Maybe Ozzie Trappilo's the guy long term. He's definitely flashed. And you know what Myles Garrett, you know, does on some of these plays to Trappilo. This is not something that we don't know could happen, right? Myles Garrett does this to the best tackles in the NFL. And of course, you know, this is a great moment for the rookie to kind of learn and develop and get better. Once again, you know, just a straight rip move straight to the outside. And it's just a movement, right? So Trappilo just has to do a little bit better job in terms of the footwork and then essentially just making contact with Myles Garrett. But again, not a huge deal. Garrett's an absolute superstar. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. If you did, consider subscribing. I'm very, very excited to continue to cover the Bears, especially as they kind of go forward. They become that Super Bowl caliber team week in, week out, pretty much year in, year out at this point. You know, I would not be surprised if the Bears are the next, you know, Kansas City Chiefs over the next, you know, 10 years or so, right? Kind of how we saw Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid over the last 10 years. Wouldn't be surprised if Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, and the Chicago Bears have that type of success. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with another video.